My thoughts are a lot more positive. My body is tea. And my health is better. That is alchemy. It's not about acting like the feeling isn't there or not letting the feeling come through, not letting yourself feel it. It's about changing that feeling from just a feeling that's going to fuel you to destruct things, a feeling that's going to fuel you to yell, a feeling that's going to fuel you to lay in your bed and waste time. You're going to use those feelings as fuel for the things that you want in life, for the feelings that you really do want to feel. And disclaimer, this is not to say that you can't rest when you feel sad. If it's at the point where you're genuinely emotionally tired, physically tired, and spiritually tired, you need to rest. You need sleep. You need to fully recharge, etc. But either way, a lot of the time when we get into those low emotional states like sadness, grief, etc., even anger, we start putting those feelings into ourselves and putting them onto ourselves, like, oh, I'm a bad person, or oh, I suck at this, or oh, this, and this, instead of once again using that for fuel for yourself, fuel for your life. So I'm gonna use an example. When I went through my worst breakup, my worst breakup, and then when I went through my recent breakup, it was two different reactions, because in the middle of those two relationships, I learned about alchemy. And alchemy has saved me. Alchemy is still saving me right now. I use alchemy every day, every second. Because especially being an emotional person, you need that. You need that. If you're really emotional with Cancer, your life is literally guided by emotions almost. Your emotions, you really need to be learning how to alchemize and turn those emotions into fuel for greater things. But back to the breakups and the relationships. Sorry, let me get comfy, y'all. Get comfy. I got hibiscus lemon rose water. First relationship, I was about 16. We was best friends for so long, and then we got together. So it was like a really close type of relationship. And so when we broke up, I was literally crushed. He left me, left the state too. It was bad. I felt so abandoned, already having abandonment issues. So that was coming up, my abandonment. I was grieving over the relationship overall. I felt sad. I felt worthless and all that. And so what I did was I used my emotions for fuel to start self-harming. That's what I put my emotional energy into. I used my emotional energy to lay in bed for months on end. And yeah, here and there I was still going to track practice because I didn't want to get kicked off the team, and I was the captain. So it's I had a responsibility to uphold. But outside of track, in school, because school I always had this academic validation thing. I could not do bad in school. I just couldn't do bad in school. I felt like I wasn't, that was my worth. That was my worth. Can't lose my worth. That's how I felt at the time. But yeah, so basically outside of track and school, I was using my emotional energy from that breakup to make myself feel like I was a terrible person, make myself feel like it was my fault, to lay in bed all day, to project that onto others on the internet, probably. You know what I mean? When you scroll and you see a comment and you just reply. I probably was replying negatively to certain comments that I probably didn't need to, just because I was sad, just because I felt worthless, you know what I mean? And so now I'm going to talk about how I started to use alchemy to fuel my life for the better with my other breakup. So this relationship that was about 2 years ago, I think, is when we broke up. This relationship was way longer than the past one. Also, I do believe that I loved him a lot more because I let so much shit slide that I wouldn't wouldn't let slide. I feel like I had a deeper love, maybe. I don't know what it was. I don't know, guys. That's not the point. The point is, when we broke up, I was really sad. I was just as sad as I was with the last relationship. But instead of me using those feelings of sadness and grief to deplete my own energy into destruct, I used it to make my life better. Started getting way more modeling deals, people are booking me like crazy because I'm putting my energy more into being shown, more into being seen, more into my life, more into my beauty. That's alchemy. Using those feelings as fuel. My favorite example is whenever now I'm dealing with a man or a woman that I just happen to like, we break up or we stop talking or I get upset at whatever, like instead of me going off on or like instead of me just laying down sad or like whatever, I'll make some art. That's money, baby. Transmuting negative feelings into money directly. And it's like, okay, that's not extremely direct because I could save that painting for myself, you know what I mean, whatever. But either way, your feelings can always be transformed into something better for you. That's a lesson for like a lot of cancers. I think that's a lesson for like a lot of water signs, people in general though. Like I think people are realizing, like people realize through life that your emotions just genuinely can't run you. Like they genuinely just can't. And I feel like when I was younger, it was easier for me to alchemize my feelings into like destruction because I wasn't as free, because you become more free when you become an adult. But you know, either way, whether you're an adult or not, because I know a lot of younger people watch me, whether you're an adult or not, it's very important to use your emotions as fuel. Okay, it's very, very important. Fuel to get you good places, not to get you bad places. For me, back to that second relationship. Like, of course I got prettier. I feel like I always do, but like I got prettier like immediately. I was working out. That's transforming. That's using. Oh, one thing I love about working out when it comes to alchemy is it's not only you using the feeling as fuel, it's you also literally working it out of your body, like getting it out of your body. Because like I'll scream or I'll just shake my body or like I'll do yoga for that. But the thing about working out, and when it comes to alchemy specifically, is that it's shaking the feelings out of my body, literally getting all that energy out of my body, like the anger, maybe sadness out of my body, or at least a good amount of it, a really good amount of it. Also, in turn, is giving me a rocking body, like a rocking body. Hello? Why would I not want that? Rocking body, better health. You feel me? So it's like, instead of me doing 30 minutes of laying down with negative thoughts swarming in my head that are also going to create a domino effect and make me probably be sad the whole rest of the day, and do things off of those thoughts that I'm having that are negative, instead of me doing that, I am going to the gym for 30 minutes. And now the feelings out of my body. My thoughts are probably a lot more positive. My body is tea. And my health is better. That is alchemy. That is what alchemy is. That is the art of alchemy. That is how beautiful and easy and simple it is. Another thing with alchemy is the thoughts. It's the thoughts. Because it goes spirit realm, right? Everything starts in the spirit realm. So that's why you should definitely spiritually cleanse yourself, y'all. That's a whole nother topic though. It goes spiritual, then it goes to your thoughts. Then from your thoughts come emotions. From your emotions is when we act. That's why alchemy is important. When it comes to alchemizing your thoughts, I'll have like terrible thoughts. Y'all, like I be having terrible thoughts. Like I'm a human being. Like I have terrible thoughts sometimes. Even when I'm upset, I'll I'll think the thoughts and like be like agreeing with them. You know what I mean? Because it's a difference when it's like intrusive thoughts. You know what I mean? But sometimes when I'm upset, my intrusive thoughts, I just be like, yeah, this is my reality. Like this is what I want to happen type shit. You know what I mean? Anyway, when I catch myself in these moments of having like dark thoughts or thoughts that I just know are going to lead to something destructive or not beneficial for me, and when I say immediately, like I literally mean immediately, will change that thought into a positive thought. Find the positivity in that. Find it immediately. Like for example, going back to breakup, because it's like one of my favorite examples. I don't know why. Maybe because breakups were potent and heavy and life-changing for me. But anyway, thoughts you have of, wow, is this my fault? And it's like, how could this be my fault? This is the alchemy right here. How could this be my fault? There's two of us. I can't be the only problem. Now, I know I have things to fix, and I will do so, and I am doing so. But this is not my fault. Find the truth in the thoughts, and in the thoughts you're having. Find the actual truth in the thoughts you're having, okay? A lot of the time our brain produces thoughts, or we collect thoughts from people from years ago when people made you feel worth it, when you weren't, when people made you feel like you weren't worth it years ago, when you was really young, when you was in school with classmates that didn't know shit about shit, that don't know you, you know what I mean, and they was bullying you, you know what I mean? So we pick up those type of thoughts, and then whenever situations come about where anything bad happens, those thoughts may resurface, and you don't even realize those are thoughts from your 9-year-old classmate from 10 years ago, you know what I mean? So alchemy is very important. Find the truth in what's actually going on, you know, acknowledge it. Like, yeah, I may have had fault in not us breaking up, but in, you know, in our relationship in general. He did too, though. We're human, we make mistakes. Now I move forward doing better. Perfect example of alchemy when it comes to thoughts. But yeah, I mostly wanted to talk about emotions because we be emotional. What? Like, we're human. Like, let it be that. It's real. It's happening, I guess. Men, specifically, I don't want to make this like a gender war thing, because it's literally not, and it's just genuinely not. But I feel like men are really good at alchemizing their like emotional energy into other things. But one thing that they're not as good at is alchemizing their sexual energy into things. Men, one thing I see men do is they take their sexual energy and immediately put it into sex, right? Your sexual energy is also creative energy. They are the exact same. Men do not always use that energy to create. Mostly to be lustful, to harass women, to continuously have sex with women they probably don't have a clue about, and that's okay. But this is all about learning about alchemy. Once you learn, you can do better. Find out about, for this specific part, find out about the sacral chakra. I'm gonna just have it on the screen. Sacral chakra. This is the chakra that holds the sexual energy, pleasure, creativity, etc. And women, we have our womb, we have innate creative energy. Women are just naturally more creative, and I think that's where men have this buildup of sexual energy, because creative energy and sexual energy are one and one. So men, I want y'all to really work on alchemizing y'all sexual energy into like art and shit, you know what I mean? Art, cooking, anything that has to do with creating something. Arts and crafts, literally anything. But overall, there is alchemy for you. Remember to, next time you feel really upset, be like, all right bro, I'm just gonna use this shit. I'm just gonna use this shit and throw some paint on a fucking canvas. And do you know what you can get from that? You're gonna get artistic validation from yourself, probably other people. You're gonna feel like you did something. You're gonna feel productive. And if it comes out really good, then you're gonna be really happy at the result. You're just using your negative feeling as fuel for positive feelings, essentially. And that's the art of alchemy. So thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna do more videos like this, explaining like little things, big things. Actually, this shit ain't little, nigga. I think y'all are actually super duper cool. I think y'all are amazing people. I always encounter amazing people on my channel, like on my TikTok, YouTube, and my Instagram. So I love you, and I hope you're taking care of yourself, and I hope you are loving on yourself, because you deserve it. 1,000% you deserve it. 1,000% you deserve it. 1,000%. And don't let nobody tell you otherwise. Y'all are my hearts, and today is a beautiful day to use alchemy to your benefit. And whatever you're feeling, use that as fuel Okay, so I love you guys so much. We're almost at 10K. 10K subscribers, 10K angels in the garden, 10K angels in the garden. Also, we have a lot of garden stuff coming, y'all. So like, it's really big. It's really getting big. I'm bringing the community in. It's gonna be my Chicago people, my ATL people, and then people all over the world. Like, I want people all over the world though. So if you're a creative or an artist, stay tuned, subscribe to me, because there is going to be some good opportunities for you to grow and good opportunities for you to better yourself as a person, your businesses, etc. Whatever you have going, because that's what the garden is all about. Welcoming in all type of flowers, all type of seeds, all type, you know what I mean, and helping them grow, watering them. So if that sounds like something for you, subscribe, stay tuned. It's coming, baby. So got about a month. So yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next video, because we dropping. Love you.